Hi there, my name is Stephanie Garland, and this is my 2019 Dodge Ram 2500 pickup with the 2019 Real Light Hardtop 1803 camper on it. Actually right here is the washroom and the full washroom and shower. I replaced the existing shower head because it uses more water with a more efficient one, so I've saved a lot of water. I have a 21-gallon freshwater tank and a 5-gallon gray water for the shower only, and a 5-gallon black tank. And then I do my cooking on my 2-burner propane stove. And this is just where I put all my pots and pans that are being well traveled, because it's bumpy on the ride sometimes. Microwave, which I would like to get rid of because I'm mostly off grid, it doesn't get used. It's a Dometic, so it'll run off of the propane, which I always have it running off of propane because it's just it's cheaper. It also can run off of AC when it's plugged in, and it can use the battery too. I don't suggest it going on the battery at all. This is the table that I work and eat from. That's the stubby. I don't like it. I have a lagoon table in the garage in the back seat of the truck. That's hopefully going to get mounted shortly, and then I can have a bit more maneuverability here. It's just a little kind of bar sink. It's not very deep, but it works well. Has its own little plug, and then here's where the main hub is for all the electricity or the electric stuff for it. So I just turn on the water pump and off she goes. So it works that way. It's an on-demand water heater too, so it's not the tank, so you don't have to wait 20 minutes for the tank to heat up. It's pretty much, and it works off the propane also. The only thing is it's not connected to the gray tank, which is a bit of a trouble, but it spews out the side of the camper. So I've got it rigged a bit, but you've got the containers so you can put it in, so that helps too. Just a propane heater. It does get pretty condensation-y here in the winter, and if it's cold out you do kind of notice it a lot, the dripping of water, but if you can kind of mitigate it and leave a fan on or whatever, then it works pretty good. It was a lot better than what I had in my last vehicle, which was just the van heater, so this is an upgrade. This can actually turn into a small little bed, which it's not comfortable, but it works. And then I do a lot of my working here, so I've got a 9-to-5 job, Monday to Friday, and sit here, put the table up and work. And then this is all my food storage in here. There's 2 spots in it. But this is the bed. It's comfortable enough, and I've got my fan here that I can open, and I've got the window. That's kind of what sold me on it, because most truck campers don't have that window, so it gets really dark in here, and I do like a lot of light, so that's what got me sold on there. This is my clothes storage, and then my computers go here. I had to put this 2x2 on there because everything, when you drove, everything falls off, right? So you just want to have some more storage space, so I put that up there to kind of help with it, and it works really well. So there's 2 USB ports on either side. There's one on that side, one on that side, and then this is kind of the entertainment area that you can put your TV on or whatever else. You can get a mount. It's Wi-Fi enabled. It has satellite connection. It has a cable connection outside. So if you're at a resort that has all that, and then all those plugins are here. This is connected to the stereo system, which is throughout the camper. So there's 2 speakers underneath the couch. And then there's one on either side over here. I've got my window that I leave open at night. It's nice, breezy, and it gets nice and cool. That's the only downfall of this entire thing is getting in and out of it, the bed area. Down here, the lights are on my switches. So I have living room lights, and then I've got these. This one here is a push light, and so is this one. Again, a push light. But I find these are really bright. I mean, they're LED, and I love that they're LED, but sometimes they're a little too bright. But it's nice if you're in the middle of nowhere and you need some light. Freshwater tank, battery. It's 100 amp hours, but it's a wet battery. I'd like to get it changed out. That's stuff that I need to start working on. I'd like to get solar put on, get rid of that battery, and put in lithium battery. Even to get to, if I can even fit 2 batteries in there, it'd be nice, because then I wouldn't have to kind of worry so much. I know people watching this are going to snicker at me, but I do miss my old solar setup in my caravan, and I didn't take it out before selling it, so I'm kicking myself in the butt now, but that's okay. Because I have the lights connected to the truck. When I'm driving, it will charge the battery that way too, so it's nice. It's got its own DC to DC, whatever charger, that thing. This is my kind of gray and black water disposable area. I'll leave that as is. It also has an outdoor shower, so it's really nice when you're out in the summer and you don't want to really take a full shower. You can just do your hair or whatever. And then that's my 30 amp plug heater, and this is where I fill up for fresh water. And then this is the on-demand water tank. So it just passes through, it just takes the water and passes through, and it heats up really quickly. It's really nice. And then this is just the connection from the truck to the camper for when I'm driving. When I'm not driving, it can just come out. And then this is the quick connect for the battery. So then I have the solar panel, which is on the other side, and I can connect it there, and I can move it around and get power that way. This is the solar panel I was talking about. Love Renogy, good company. But it's got, so it's just 100 watt, 50 watts on each side. This is my propane. So it's just a 20 gallon propane tank. Pain in the butt to take out, because you've got to be, you know, really tall. But it's nice. I go through, it depends on how much I'm cooking. I've had it go a week, 4 days in the winter time because of the propane heater, but I had my last tank went a month, so yeah, it was great. And then that's just the fridge, my awning, outside speakers, and then that's the bedroom window. I started in a Kia Rio, yellow Kia Rio, the smallest of what you could get, and started car camping and enjoyed it. And then from there I just wanted to have something bigger, so I upgraded to my caravan, Doris the Caravan. Then I went to El Campo 2019, and I was completely sold on the full-time van life. I don't like sitting in one spot for long times, so it's nice to kind of go exploring. And then I traded in Doris and got Edith, which is the campervan, or the truck camper, and I've loved every minute of it. It's more room, but you're still in the confined space of the truck. You're still only 21 feet long, right? So you can still go everywhere everybody else is going. You're just a little bit taller than everybody else. So. But because of COVID, I couldn't stay in the caravan because I work full time, 9 to 5. It was hard to kind of work in that confined area, and in the winter time it was a little bit harder because you're so confined for 8 hours a day. So I decided that I was going to upgrade, and that's why I upgraded to this one. As soon as COVID hit, I was on the road. Everybody's saying stay home, and it's like, well, I am home, and home can travel, so I'm gonna head head west. So that's what I did. I didn't want to do a van conversion because I didn't want to waste my summer, building and everything else. I wanted to have kind of a pre-made, already done, and that you can kind of modify. So that's when I had went across the websites one day and truck campers came up, and I was like, that's perfect. So I started indoors in September 2019. It was El Campo 2019. I was talking to people, and it was just, I decided 2 weeks later I was in the van. I still had a house, so that was kind of the hindrance that I had. So I had moved, put a roommate into the house, and I just went.
And can you tell me, what are some of the benefits that you found of living this lifestyle?
Oh, well, you never have the same view, or if you want the same view, you can have that for however long you like, but then you've got that opportunity, you can move on. You're not restricted by a mortgage. You're not restricted by paying rent. I mean, yes, I'm paying rent per se, but I'd rather be paying into something that I can change my view whenever I want. I can go on a trip whenever I want and still be able to work. It's just, you just decide you're going to wake up one morning and 5 minutes later you're on the road. So that's what kind of enticed me. I love the fact that you can just 5 minutes down the road, you're going to be exploring a whole new area, and you don't even know about it. Now that I'm in the truck camper, I'm more noticeable, so people kind of take notice more. When I was in the caravan, you could kind of hide out, and people wouldn't know you're even there. But definitely in the truck camper, you are more noticeable. For some reason though, I feel safer in the truck camper than I did in the caravan. For me, it feels more like a home. It's not, I'm living in my van, you know what I mean? Because as soon as people say you're living in your van, they think, oh, do you need help? Is there anything wrong? Here's some, it's always that stigma. And really, a lot of the people I know are far from that stigma, and they live in the life they want to live, and that's the way it should be. As long as you've got your heart in it and you want to explore, go for it. I highly recommend it, and I had people talk to me about it, and I asked a lot of questions, and I wasn't too sure, and I couldn't afford it, and you get that scaredness. Like, a lot of women get scared because they're like, well, how am I supposed to protect myself? How am I supposed to be safe? I'm going to knock on wood because I have yet to get a knock on any of my vehicles. So that's a feat. But if it doesn't feel right, if in your chest, if you're getting that feeling that it just doesn't seem right, a spot that seems right, then move on. Move 5 minutes down the road, move to a Walmart, move to a Tim Hortons, a 24-hour Tim Hortons, 24 hours McDonald's too. You go, if you're not feeling safe enough, you just go where there's people. I've learned a ton about myself. I had a lot of fears and a lot of what if this happens? What if this happens? And I got to the point where I was so scared to even travel. At one point I was getting scared to even travel because I wasn't sure where I was going to stay, where I was going to stop, what it was, where the surroundings was. Like, it was the unknown, I think it was. That's what it was. And I've gotten to the point where now it's gotta try it. Because if you let that fear in, then you're not gonna do what you want to do. And that was the biggest thing I think I had learned, was trying not to be fearful, but to think of it as not fear, but as an unknown adventure that you really want to have. So there was that. I've also learned that But I'm getting older, and getting up here is not so easy. You learn where to take showers. You learn where to find dumping stations. You learn where to be able to find Wi-Fi for working or for not working. You learn what's important in your life, and you learn what's not important in your life. For me, I think that was the biggest thing. I held on to a lot of stuff, and that was the thing too with people, is I found that they hold on to material things that they think will make them happy, but in the end it's not. It's just a bandage on what's going to make you happy. For me, I'm a minimalist at heart. I don't think I'm quite the minimalist, but I think I'm pretty good. You got to let go of that stuff. It's what's in here is important in your heart, and it's not what you're going to physically look at. That's the important thing. It's your family that's important, your children that are important. Yeah. So for me, the material stuff is just material. It's only here. You can only use it until, whenever that time comes, right? Whereas the stuff you feel, you can have it all the time. There's some challenges, like I said, with the camper van. It was hard because if you're having all day meetings and such, you're stuck in this little spot, and you can't really maneuver, and you couldn't really kind of get into the groove of things. But I had a desk in the back with live edge. I really missed the live edge, but it just didn't feel enough. But I was still able to work efficiently, I think. Anyway, don't tell my bosses, but I worked efficiently in there. With here, I find it's much easier. Everybody kind of knows that I'm traveling and that I am in my truck camper. And they ask every time I'm in a meeting, where are you today, Stephanie? Are you, and I took them on that journey. So I've taken them to BC, and I've taken them to Alberta, and I've seen the mountains and seen the lakes. And it's been great. It's really nice to have the support at work for you to be able to do this also. You're going to have questions. You're going to have the hesitant. You're going to have the worry. Doesn't matter where you are. You're always going to have that. It's the way you react and the way you act on it. Just do it. You'll if you want to do it, you'll do it. And when you do it, you'll thank yourself for doing it. I've always been told, you got to have the house, you got to have the marriage, you got to have the kids, the 2.5 kids, you've got to have this, you got to have this is the way it is. And you've got to think to yourself, is that really what I want? And if it's not, then do something about it. If you're not happy, change it. I've been married. I've had a house. I've had, the kids. I love my kids. Number one, love my kids. But if you're not happy, change your environment. Change the scenario. Live your life. You only have the one. You only have the one.
Where can people follow your adventure?
On Instagram. I used to be Doris the Caravan, and now I am Steph _and_Edith.
Hey everybody, I'm Forrest the filmmaker, the person behind the video that you just watched. If you enjoyed that and want to check out more alternative dwellings, we have a playlist popping up that is all the episodes that we've ever done. There's van tours, tiny home tours, sailboats, off-grid, garden tours, all sorts of cool stuff, so check that out. We also release new episodes every single Monday at 8:30 Eastern time, and that's in the morning. And if you want to check out some curated things that I've done and some movies that I've actually made, you can check out a link below to Prime Video, and you can check out the reality of #Vanlife, best friends, moments, and curated alternative dwellings. So check that out. Thanks for watching. Hit subscribe. We'll see you on the next episode.